So I just saw a bit on Google and Facebook saying that YouTube was going to target content creators that are posting videos saying that Biden didn't win the election. And of course, knowing me and my attitude, I'm going to sit there and say something about this. I'm making just a quick video, nothing fancy, nothing really gosh darn long, nothing edited, because I can't do that anyways. I'm terrible at it. But I just wanted to make just a short, kind of like raw video, just giving my opinion on what it is that they're doing. And there's going to be a lot of mumbles and stutters and stopping and you know, the whole bit. You know, I'm a terrible person when it comes to YouTube. I'm a terrible content creator. But this is something that really gets me going. It gets my blood boiling. I need to say something about this because this is something that bothers me. Okay, YouTube, I'm going to level with you. YouTube, whoever the lead person of YouTube is, I'm going to level with you. Biden didn't win the election. I said it. He didn't win. He didn't win. Want to know why? Because the results are not in yet. It has not been officially announced. Oh, you want to say, well, enough states are saying he's the winner. Guess what? The states don't get to say. The states don't have a say in that. Their ballots came in, they got counted. He's registered as winning the state, but that's as far as they got. There is still a process that can sit there and say, well, no, actually, no, he didn't. So the states don't actually get to declare who the winner is. Just like it is with Trump. You know, he won Florida, he won Missouri, you know, my state. He won my state. Missouri could even turn around and say, well, no, we have all these that just came in, or we found out something that happened. We had to get rid of so many votes because we found out they were fake and they were invalid. So actually, if we take out all these votes, Biden won. That is still a thing that can happen. You know, it's not over yet. Trump states are not safe. Biden states are not safe. It's not done yet. And just because CNN, MSNBC, Nightly News, all these other ones, you know, Saturday Night Live, your guys' favorite platform apparently, you know, they don't make the winners. They don't tell you who the winners are because that's not their job. That's not what they're there for, okay, YouTube? That's not what they are in the business for. You know, Saturday Night Live, they're just underpaid, you know, idiots. They're, you know, it's just a stupid host who is gosh darn retarded. And in my opinion, you know, he might not be, but, you know, his humor is terrible for me. I don't like him. And they have all these cringy, worthless guests on there, you know, just, you know, bottom of the barrel people. So, you know, they don't really have any authority with their platform. And just like CNN, who has had to retract about 99.95% of the things they've ever said about Trump, you know, that kind of removes their credibility and the official definition of who the winner of an election is. Wouldn't you think? See, I told you there's going to be a lot of us. When it comes to elections, there's a process, okay? And, you know, we'll just say it like this. There is a start to this process. There's a middle of the process, which basically, you know, okay, this is probably the, I guess, like in terms of movies or cinematics, it's like this is the climax of the story arc, or like this is the height of it, and then anticlimactic down to the bottom. And there's the end. Well, it starts when the election is done. They have to tally all the votes and blah, blah, blah. And they get to that point where the election is now done. So you're at about a quarter of the way there. Then, because with every lawsuit, just like with Bush against Gore, you got Obama against McCain, then Obama against Romney, then Trump against Hillary, and now Trump against Biden. There's lawsuits at the end because, hey, you're counting votes that we already know are fake. Okay, so you have these fake votes, you want to dispute them because it's like, hey, it's kind of unfair that you're counting 500,000 votes found overnight in a car that was abandoned. You're counting them for my opponent, not a single one for me. Kind of odd, isn't it? Okay, so you're gonna dispute those, clearly. And it doesn't matter what side you're on. You could be Democrat, you could be an independent, you know, if you actually manage to become a popular independent to win a state or get close to winning a state and get actually more than 0.1%. But like, no matter who you are, no matter what your party, fake votes are something you're going to dispute. Just like with Hillary Clinton against Trump, they were trying to dispute a bunch of fake votes for Trump in his states that he won, despite there being over 5 million counted votes that were illegal for Hillary. But they wanted to count those because they came from undocumented citizens. But they wanted to count those. But they wanted to take Trump's votes away because that would hurt him and take away his election. So now It's the same way just with Trump against Biden. You know there's illegal votes. We know there's illegal votes. Anyone who sits there and says there's no such thing as fraudulent votes, think again. Yes, there are illegal votes. There will always be illegal votes, and they always get counted, and now the lawsuits come in to try to remove them. That's just the process. That's how the law works. And there is an official, at the very end, an official organization that declares the winner. They've not declared a winner yet, okay? There's no winner. Trump didn't win. See, I'm admitting, Trump didn't win because there's no winner. Biden didn't win because there's no winner. We're not at the official stage for a winner. So, you want to take down my video because I said Biden didn't win? Go ahead. I'll repost it. Because I'm also not saying that Trump won. I'm not saying that. He didn't win yet. We don't know. It could still go Biden. After all the lawsuits, after everything is done, at the end of all this push to sit there and try to overturn the results, Biden can still win. It's a possibility. I might be a Trump supporter, but I am a realist. There is a possibility that Trump lost. It's not official yet. And I'm not here saying he won for a fact. You need to get your facts straight. I'm not saying that because that's unrealistic. That is so stupid to sit there and try to say. No, what I'm here saying, because this is what gets my blood boiling, is there's people that say because you hate Biden, you must be a Trump supporter, or because you hate Trump, you must be, or, see, I'm going to stumble. Because you hate Biden, you're a Trump supporter, or because you hate Biden, you're a Trump supporter, or whatever, vice versa. See, this is what gets my blood boiling. I can't even make a coherent sentence anymore, people. It is very difficult for me to, whenever I'm angry, I kind of shake a little bit. But the matter of the facts is, there's no winner. And it can go either way. They could find out that Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, all these states, they could find out that, yes, there was fraudulent voting. And they've even actually proven that, yes, Nancy Pelosi's husband, who actually owns the machines that do the counting, actually had it rigged. So that way, after so many Trump votes, it would count so many towards Biden. And then it would start counting a bit more Trump, and then it would start counting some as Biden. They've already proven that. This is already proof that there's a rig in the system. So now, we're still in the legal stage, where they now have to take this evidence, confirm it, get all the evidence of this, and then get all those illegal ballots, find out who won. And then again, let's just emphasize on this point. When you find over 500,000 illegal votes, or just random votes, or ballots, whatever you want to call them, when you find over 500,000 from different states, around the same time, at night, when everyone's asleep, at around 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, in 4 or 5 different states, is that not a little suspicious? What if this, let's say this. If Biden was winning all those states, all right? Let's say Biden was winning Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and all those other states, and then overnight they just stopped counting. And then next day, we're waiting on people to come in. Those people had to go home and stuff like that, so we're getting new people in. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, kind of you squint at it and you're like, kind of bringing in people who we don't know. But then they say, oh, well, we found these cars that were in these people's cars, these new people's cars, or these abandoned cars that were just on the side of the road. They had all these ballots and we're going to go ahead and count them. And then all of a sudden, these 500,000, 600,000, 800,000 votes, ballots, or whatever, all came up Trump, and then he started winning those states. You, as a Biden supporter, wouldn't you be angry? Wouldn't you be fighting this, saying, hey, wait a minute, that's not right? Well, now you know how us Trump supporters feel. These ballots come in at the dead of night when everyone's asleep, get counted, and yes, we see the arc of all the ballots coming in, and all of a sudden, straight up, shot up, and then it dies down. We see that. We understand those numbers. You know, we're not idiots. No one here's an idiot, really, I would hope, that you can understand that when you have a sudden spike straight up in the counting, there's a problem. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if it was even a libertarian at 0.1%. If they just suddenly had a shot up in votes, you would sit there and find that suspicious. It doesn't even matter if they lost. You would be like, where did all those votes come from? How did they just find all those votes for them? You know, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's a matter that our election is being taken away from us, and our votes are starting to not matter because they can just send out millions of votes to whoever they want, count them, and then the winner they want is declared. They're taking away our election, and our votes are not going to matter anymore. That is what makes me angry, that YouTube is trying to take down these videos of people trying to alert you to the fact that yes, they are secretly and covertly undermining the election process by having these fake votes and declaring the winner they want. Not who you want, but who they want. And this is something like what just happened at the Game Awards. This is completely irrelevant, but this is something that kind of my friend brought up to me, and it makes a fair point, is that like The Last of Us 2, terrible game, god-awful, hypocrisy and everything. It's a dumpster fire. But there was so many high-ranking people that wanted it to win that they could have influenced it. Now, luckily, it didn't win Game of the Year award, but just the fact that the possibility that such a stupid dumpster fire game was even nominated is just mind-blowing to me, that something so simple as just a small game, as dumb as it is, was nominated for Game of the Year when it had none of the qualities of what makes a Game of the Year Game of the Year. It was just propaganda and a movement game to sit there and perpetuate all sorts of lies and misinformation. And then this is what's going on with this election. We have a bunch of people trying, like YouTube actually, trying to silence those standing up for our constitutional rights. You cannot silence the truth, YouTube. That's not how this works. You don't get to say, well, because you're telling the truth, we're going to drum up some kind of misdemeanor and sit there and take down your video. Because what I'm saying is not misinformation. It's the process. There is the election, and then there's the process after the election that has to go all the way through to declare a winner. We are not done yet. There is no winner. Trump and Biden are not the winner yet. We don't know. And you don't know. The media doesn't know. And the states and the media do not get to decide that. It is the official organization that decides that. And you will not be silencing people for speaking out and letting the truth be known. I will repost this as many times as I need to. And I will not sit there and cower to a bunch of bullies like Google, Facebook, or YouTube. It's just not going to happen. So go ahead and delete my video, YouTube. I dare you to. In fact, I encourage you to try, because I'll just repost it. And I'll keep reposting it. And right now, I'm probably going to start making a bunch of YouTube accounts so I can start posting it on there. And I'll be a nightmare. I will be the worst thing to ever happen to you, at least in terms of a small scale, because I'm not going to sit there and allow you to silence the truth, just like you're trying to do with COVID. You want to sit there and perpetuate lies? Well, guess what? There's going to be a lot of lawsuits against you, YouTube. This action that you're trying to take is going to end up in a legal fire. And if a lawsuit does happen, I will be joining them, YouTube. I will be part of the people suing the crap out of you if you start deleting our videos. So you better hope it doesn't happen. And all I can really say at the end of all this is that no one can tell you, except the official organization of the election, they are the only ones that can decide a winner. I don't care if Fox says that there's something wrong and that Trump should be the winner. They don't make the election results. I don't care what they say. I don't care if CNN tries to say, no, Biden won because the ballot says so. They don't make the results. I don't care what they say. I care about the organization in the center who declares it. And right now, you want to know what they say? We don't know, because there's still stuff going on. That is it. That is the facts. That's kind of the end of this video. I really don't know how to end on that, because the results are not in yet. And we don't know. And I'm going to say this again and again and again and again and again, because I want to drum in or drill in, however you want to say it. I want to make sure it's well known in this video that there's things that go on that are beyond our control. And right now, there are legal battles. Texas suing the states, 17 states joining in to sit there and do this lawsuit. One of the states being a state that Biden won. These states they know the process. They deal with it every 4 years. Actually, they deal with it every 2 years because of the midterm elections that go on. They deal with it more often than we the people do. They know how it all works. So when they're fighting for something, you can bet it's because they have grounds to know what's going on. Yes, there's lawsuits going on, and yes, it might not go Trump's way, and yes, Biden might win. But you, the Democrats or the liberals, whoever, whatever you want to call yourselves, the LGBTQ, BLMFs, whatever, you have to also acknowledge that The lawsuits could actually result in a Trump win. And if he wins, you have to accept the election results. Just like I will have to accept the results if Biden wins. This is not a, if I don't get my way, I'm going to burn down cities. This is not a, I'm going to shoot people if I don't get my way. That's not what this is. This is a, you need to accept the results already. If the lawsuits work in Trump's favor, end of the story. If the lawsuits don't work and Biden is declared by the officials as the winner, then I will sit there and accept their election results. That is only fair. I did that with Obama twice, knowing he was a terrorist sympathizer, heck, probably even a terrorist himself, but I accepted the election results. And I followed the laws because I'm a law-abiding citizen. And I would hope to God you all are too. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we need to just understand that the election is important and we shouldn't let it be stolen from us like they are trying to do now. And we shouldn't let YouTube silence us. So anyone who sits there and wants to make a video on this and spread the truth, go ahead and do it. Do not let YouTube bully you. Do not let them silence you. Make sure you keep the recording and always republish it everywhere. Reddit, YouTube, Google, Facebook, MySpace, if that's even still a thing. I don't even know. I think that died years ago. TikTok, everywhere. Spread it around. Make sure the truth gets out there that no, it's not done. We are not even at the halfway point. And until an official is declared, we don't know anything. We don't know half the things that are going on. We don't even know a quarter of the things going on. So just, I guess, to finish out this video, or at least try again to try to end the video, just spread the news. Just make awareness that we don't know yet. And that there is a process that cannot be undermined. That cannot be ended. And until the officials say it, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, if you want to add them in there, everyone, no media has the right to say who the winner is. And states on their own don't declare the winner. There's an organization for that. And they will be the ones to say it. Until then, it's in the air right now. Have a great day, everybody.